Now let's go on to the biggest loser of the debate. Obviously, we have disagreement on this too. My runner-up is Jeb Bush because this is not a winning strategy.
He doesn't do that nearly as much as we.
But
at some point in
come
every...
on, Ben, give me a break.
Come on,
He didn't win, Ben. Give me a break. He didn't win.
Look, you're not being fair.
So, because here's the thing, you already know Rand Paul lost, you already know Ben Carson lost. Those are not interesting conversations.
Yeah.
So Rubio and Cruz and Christie and Kasich are still in the race. But tonight, Jeb Bush was done. But he's still runner-up.
I'm not saying that he got some electrifying thing. I'm just saying that I thought he did well. And if you came at this and just saw this debate, he's the guy I would tell. If I have to vote for one of these guys, I'd vote for that guy.
No, I'm with Jimmy. I'd vote for Kasich. No, actually,
I'd vote for one of those guys.
No, I'm sorry. From tonight's debate, I definitely vote for Rand Paul.
Yes.
He had actually two good answers. Well, I don't mean politically. Like policy-wise, it's the first time any Republican has been right about two issues in a debate.
I would not only not vote for Rand Paul, I would drop his class.
Well, what's interesting, too, is that you see with Trump out of there, some of them started to sound more like actual human beings.
That's
right.
true.
So Rand Paul was allowed to talk like a human being. John Kasich went crazy talking like a human being.
Totally.
He was worried about the mentally ill, which we've ignored since Ronald Reagan, which is what the homeless pop. It was unbelievable the stuff he was saying. So
not Marco Rubio though.
The Iran deal.
The urge.
I mean, he was like, if they violate it, but he was still like. But essentially, we'll be implementing it.
Yeah.
Brett Baer apparently also a huge fan of that deal.
I think that was the biggest effect.
Of the question.
The biggest effect of Trump not showing up there is that they could, once people forgot about him, they could start talking like actual human beings, which is it's nice. I mean, it's because Trump's candidacy and the popularity that he has garnered makes you feel scared about the country. It's like, holy shit, there's that many fucking racists out there. I mean, we're that close to being a fascist. They say the price of liberty is eternal vigilance, and now you see why they say that, right? Because holy shit, almost half the country is out of their fucking minds and would that quickly turn to be a fascist state.
Yeah. So he's exposed at least that possibility. Okay, but getting back to the loser, I think Rubio was the ultimate loser. I think he got crushed on 3 different questions. I thought the montage that they ran against him was devastating. And he seemed like a fake politician. I mean, to the point you guys were making, the only guy who was impervious to being real for a second was Marco Rubio. And the voters are saying that they don't like fake politicians. They want an outsider. Here's a guy being a fake politician, and then who got exposed as a liar. I thought he did miserably tonight.
The theory was he had, Marco Mentum. But he was at 18 in the phone polls where they talked to real people. He was 7 points behind Cruz in 2 polls. I mean, he was clearly surging and a pretty good position in New Hampshire too. And remember, Kasich was just talking to New Hampshire the whole time. So I think that that momentum died. I've been more impressed by Rubio than you have. I mean, impressed seems like the wrong word. But I think he was the biggest loser. I think he had a moment when he had an opportunity without Trump and that Cruz didn't do that well, to seize the stage and threaten Cruz for second place, which means it could have been a Trump-Rubio thing, which the establishment would be like, oh, we have a choice. Now we know who to back. Right. And I think he failed, and I think it will hurt him. I think he had a really bad debate.
I think that it was Christie. Actually, I mean, look. I guess maybe I was briefly not paying as much attention during a couple of the answers that convinced you that Rubio was doing badly. I thought that his recovery on the montage was serviceable. It distracted from the point that she was trying to make. I still think it hurt him, but I don't think it was too terrible. I thought it was a little bit rougher when they pointed out even the people of your own state don't think you're going to be president this time, maybe someday. That all hurt him, but I think that he and Cruz, if you're looking for an alternative to Trump, and Jeb Bush just doesn't get you going as he does for so few, I think that they're far more interesting as candidates than Christie. I think Christie tries to combine the same sort of warmongering that you're already getting from Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio with an economic message that I could not even put 3 facts to. I don't even know what his positions are. And then you combine that with really unsubtle, juvenile 9/11 talk about how my family was close to 9/11. And then he keeps saying prosecutor, prosecutor, prosecutor. Whatever, it made sense a year and a half ago when we were saying maybe someday he'll be a candidate before Bridgegate. But I think he's just a terrible candidate, I think.
All right. And Jimmy, biggest loser?
I think I would say Rubio tonight with you. I think it did hurt him, and he did look like all the things that people hate about politicians. I'd say Kasich biggest winner, him and the biggest loser.
Yeah. All right. It's 3 out of 4. Rubio, loser.